If you want 2025 to be your last year being overweight, you need a different approach. Today, I'm sharing weight loss strategies that actually work going into the new year. Welcome to the Fit and Fulfilled Show. If you're a busy professional woman who wants to finally prioritize your health and happiness, this is the place to be. I'm your host, Soraya Russell, certified macronutrition coach, mindset coach, and lifestyle transformation coach. And each week, I share practical strategies to help you build sustainable habits, boost your energy, feel confident and strong in your body, and become obsessed with what you see when you look in the mirror, all without feeling guilty, burned out, or stressed. Let's dive in. So I've been in the weight loss industry for 7+ years now, and I've seen a lot of things come in and go out, whether it's 1,000 calorie meal plans, keto, paleo, meal planning, tracking calories. And from what I've seen in the past 60 to 90 days, here are things that actually work and strategies that you can deploy going into the new year that'll actually help you stay consistent with your weight loss goals. So let's talk about why some of these old methods just don't work the same as they used to, or quite frankly, never were the best solution, but were just very trendy at the time. The first is the cardio only trap where people say, walk 20,000 steps a day, run every day, join a run club, which if you enjoy those things, that's great. But just focusing on cardio and not strength training or protein doesn't help you speed up your metabolism or build muscle. It just helps you burn more calories, which means you have to continue doing those long cardio sessions to keep the weight off, which may not be sustainable long term. The second trend that you're probably aware of is just cutting calories super low. So the 1,000 calorie, 1,200 calorie diets. I remember 3 or 4 years ago, everybody was doing those diets. And because of that, it was very normalized to eat so little food that you thought, well, if I can't stick with it, I'm the problem. But the issue with those very low calorie diets is you can't stick with them long term. Your body's going to be very tired. You're going to be hungry. You're going to have higher cravings. And so after 30, 60, 90 days, you go back to eating the same amount of food you were eating before. And the reason this is really a problem is because when you eat a very low amount of calories, it slows down your metabolism. And when you go from that to eating a lot more, your body just becomes very confused. And that's going to make it much harder to lose weight in the future. And so that's why doing these very low calorie diets leads to more harm than good in the long run, which is why I find a lot of women in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s are finding that it's much harder to lose weight. It's not always that they're older or their age, it's because their metabolism has just been through so much because they've done all these really low restrictive calorie diets. The third thing that I actually think is a bit outdated nowadays, and it's still popular because it seems to be the only way to be able to see how much you're eating, is the obsession with tracking calories. Now, I will say, in order for you to find out why you're not losing weight, you do have to track and see what's going on. And typically that is, you're like, well, Sarai, I eat healthy. I don't eat that much food. But if you tracked for a week and saw how much calories you were really consuming, you'd find that it's more than you think. So tracking helps you realize what the real problem is, and tracking can help you ensure you're in the correct calorie deficit. But the issue with tracking, especially if you're a woman with a busy career or busy family life, is it's very time consuming, very meticulous. And for most women that we work with, it's not something they can do long term. And granted, tracking is not by any means a long-term solution. Even in the past with our clients, they tracked for a certain period of time. Once they understood what was in the food they were eating, they no longer had to track. But even starting out, there are better ways to do things that don't require you to track every single thing you're putting in your body, because that does take a lot of time, honestly. And many women I find, if they're not taught how to go from tracking to intuitive eating, they become very obsessed with calculations, can sometimes even form a negative relationship with food simply because they have to see what's in every single food, every single sauce. They don't learn to trust themselves with making decisions, like listening to their body, seeing when they're comfortably full. So they just end up tracking for a long period of time because they don't kind of take the training wheels off. And honestly, I see tracking calories as, riding with training wheels, right? You track calories for a couple months, really learn what's in the food that you're eating. The goal is to learn so that knowledge is in your brain, take the training wheels off and start eating intuitively, because you know when to start eating when you're hungry, stop when you're full, and you know what your portion should look like. But most people I find get very obsessed with tracking to the point where it sometimes becomes unhealthy, or it's just very hard for them to maintain long term. So, a lot of these methods focus on silos like just tracking calories, just doing cardios, just following a strict meal plan or diet, but they don't really have a holistic approach, and many of them are not time efficient. Walking 20,000 steps a day is not realistic for most people. Tracking every single thing you eat is very time consuming. Even doing a very low calorie diet, it's not time consuming, but it's mentally exhausting. So, I want to share what actually is going to work for you going into the new year. The first solution, which I'm so excited to talk about, I geek out over this, is AI powered meal planning. So earlier this year, I actually taught myself AI prompt engineering because our clients, we were giving them meal plans. They were also learning how to track calories and macros. But what I was finding was for clients we gave meal plans to, quite honestly, most of them were fine, they were happy, but some of our clients are more picky. And so it's taking a lot of time for our coaches to make tweaks and substitutions to things. And so that's time being taken away from our clients actually implementing. And also with our clients who are tracking calories, that's fine as well. But for our clients who are a bit busier, it just can take a little bit of time, even if you have a strategic way to do it. So I thought with the AI revolution going on, how can we use AI to make our lives as coaches easier and make our clients' lives easier so we can really focus on the transformation? And so with that, I taught myself AI prompt engineering and we built our own AI meal planner. Her name is Mia, that makes 100% customized meal plans for our clients. The reason this is a game changer is for a couple reasons. Number one, our clients get to eat exactly what they want. Second thing is if they want to swap something out, they don't have to wait for their coach to give them a list of swaps. They can immediately get it from our AI meal planner. Third thing is our AI meal plans are specifically curated to fit all of our clients' calorie, macro needs, and preferences, how many people they're feeding, all that good stuff. And lastly, because it's creating their meal plan for them, they don't have to track calories. If they know next week they want to eat pizza, pasta, burgers, like whatever you like, they can tell our AI meal planner that, give it their calorie and macro goals, which we calculate, and it'll create a whole meal plan, even if it's just day to day or a whole week meal plan based on everything they want to eat. So they don't have to track calories because the meal planner makes sure everything is within their calorie and macro ranges. So they're not having to manually put something into a tool like MyFitnessPal. So to explain it a little bit more simply, the way it works is our clients answer a list of about 24 questions, things like their allergies, health conditions, menopause, PCOS, if there's any foods that they like, any foods that they don't like, how many people they're feeding, cuisines that they like, beverages that they like. They can tell us typically the things they like to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, how many people they're feeding, their grocery budget, all this good stuff. And so it's really going to give them a personalized meal plan that meets all their criteria. So once our clients feed that information to our AI meal planner, it spits out a fully personalized meal plan within 10 seconds based on their calorie needs, their macro needs, their preferences, their grocery budget, everything. Comes with meals for each day, comes with a grocery list, seasoning guidance, recipes, snacks. Everything is fully laid out for our clients. Literally, all they got to do is grocery shop, which you can get your groceries delivered if you want to, and make the food. And even if you're someone who travels frequently for work or you're not the one doing the cooking, you can tell our AI meal planner that and it'll make meals, snacks accordingly. So, for example, we have a client who travels for work Monday through Thursday. And so she said, hey, I'm going to be on the road. I need lunch and dinner from Chipotle, Sweet Green, just for example. And so our AI meal planner gave her those meals based on what was available. So Chipotle is what she's having for dinner, but a Chipotle order that fits her calorie and macro goals. So this literally eliminates tracking calories. It eliminates decision fatigue. It eliminates trying to figure out what you should be eating, how much of it to eat. All that is done for you. All you got to do is just make the food. And if you're not the one cooking, you can hand someone your meal plan and they can make the food for you. If you're not using AI to plan your meals in 2026, you are wasting so much time and energy. And we had a specific client about 3 months ago. She joined our program. And one of the reasons she joined us is because of our AI meal planner. She was like, hey, this sounds really cool. It sounds like it'll really make nutrition easy for me so I can just focus on implementation. So some of the things this client particularly likes are chocolate and Italian food. And so in the past, when she's done diets, she feels like she can't have any of those things. And so we told her, hey, all your favorite foods can fit if you tell our AI meal planner your calorie and macro goals, which we calculate for you, and tell her the things you like, she will fit in the right portions. Our client went from starving herself, eating very low calorie diets, feeling restricted, deprived, to eating chocolate, like a square of chocolate every single day, having Italian food during the week, but an Italian dish that's adjusted to her calorie and macro needs, has lost 17 pounds to date, everyone at work is like, your food always looks amazing and you look amazing. Tell me what you're doing. Are you having someone make your meals? Do you have a nutritionist? Like everyone's asking her what she's doing because she looks so good. She's glowing and she's actually enjoying her food. And most importantly, she has more confidence. She's wearing clothes that she likes. She enjoys looking at herself in the mirror versus avoiding it. And she feels confident around food because the way confidence is built is through action. So if you thought that you couldn't have certain foods and lose weight, it kind of messes with your confidence because you're like, I like this food, but I can't have it. So that makes me feel conflicted. But through evidence, she saw I'm eating the chocolate, I'm eating the Italian food, and I'm losing weight, and I'm losing inches, and I'm feeling more confident. That helped build her confidence because now she's like, I trust myself around food. I can eat the things I like and still lose weight. I know how to make good decisions and portion accordingly. So this is the power of AI meal planning. You can eat all the things that you like, see how they actually work to help you lose weight, and not have to spend all your time tracking things meticulously. The second thing you want to do to strategically lose weight in 2026 is weightlifting. And weightlifting is a popular topic right now, but I want to explain why it's so much more efficient for your time. The first is that muscle burns calories 24/7. So if you do a cardio session for 30 minutes and then you do a lifting session for 30 minutes, let's compare the two. The cardio session, you'll burn calories while you are doing the cardio, but once it's done, you're no longer burning calories. Now, during that 30-minute strength training session, you actually burn less calories than you do versus the cardio session. But afterwards, there's something called the afterburn effect, where you basically are burning more calories all day long because you have more muscle on your body. So people with more muscle have a faster metabolism, meaning they burn more calories on a day-to-day basis. And so it's more efficient to focus on strength training over doing a bunch of cardio. It also helps you have that more toned, lean look. And most of the women I work with, they don't just want to lose weight. They don't just want to be thin or skinny. They want to be toned, curvy, cute, right? And so that look that you see, the bubble butts, right? The nice hourglass figure, that comes from lifting weights because those parts of the hourglass, the booty, right? The legs, those are muscles. So if you want those muscles to be defined, you have to work them. I think a lot of people have a misconception like your butt, right? We think a butt is fat. And so we think like there's fat there. But really what makes a butt pop, what makes it more bubbly is by lifting weights because your butt, your glutes are a muscle. So if you want to have that more plump booty, you want to actually work the muscle. You don't want more fat. So what you want to do to make this most efficient is do 3 to 4 strength training sessions per week. All you need is 30 to 45 minutes. That's it. Each session you want to focus on 3 to 4 exercises. So for leg day, this could be glute bridges, Bulgarian split squats, regular squats, and lunges. That's all you need. And you also want to focus on compound movements. This essentially means movements that work multiple muscles at once. This is more efficient for your time. So if you're just doing a bunch of isolated ab workouts, you got to do a bunch of ab workouts, then glute workouts, then hamstring workouts. It's not really efficient. But compound movements are things like squats. Squats work your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads, your abs. So essentially focus on more movements that get you the most bang for your buck. You also want to focus on progressive overload. This means changing some factor over time. The most common one and the one I recommend is the weight you're lifting. So say you're doing shoulder presses and you're starting with 5 pounds on each hand. In 2 weeks, go to 10 pounds and then go to 15 and then go to 20. You don't have to keep going every single 2 weeks, but if you're starting from scratch, you're a beginner in the gym, you're going to get stronger, but you got to kind of push your body and test the limits a bit to continue building that strength. So I'd say every 2 weeks to every month, you want to up weights on your exercises. Also, to make it easy, you want to find an app that gives you good strength training exercises. So within our coaching program, one of the things our clients get access to is our private client-only app. And in the app, they have a calendar view they get access to, and we plug in the workouts in there. So they'll see on Monday, I have this back and bicep workout. They can click into it. It'll have all the movements, a video tutorial of me doing everything, step-by-step instructions, very easy and simple to follow. And they can also mark off how much weight they're lifting. So every 2 weeks or every month, they can up that weight. And you don't have to work out at the gym. You can do workouts at home just with 3 pairs of dumbbells, a lighter one, a medium one, and a heavier one. So a sample workout routine for a week, if you're doing 3 days, could be Monday, upper body, Wednesday, lower body, and then Friday, full body. If you're doing 4 days a week, it could be Monday, upper body, Wednesday, lower body, Friday, upper body, and then Saturday, lower body. So just alternating is usually best, so those muscles have a chance to rest and recover. The third thing you want to implement in 2026, which I know I talked about how cardio is not the solution, but I just meant high intensity cardio and a lot of cardio. But the thing I want you to prioritize is walking. for a couple reasons. Number one, it's a lot more gentle on your joints. You don't want to do things that are too high impact too often, especially if you're older, because it's not going to be the best for your body, your knees, and your joints. It's also more sustainable for life. Like, I like running, I'm in a run club, but if I'm having a really tough day or hard day, it's much easier for me to go for a walk than it is to go for a run. So it's something you can keep up with even when life changes, things transition. You can still look forward to going for a walk because it's relaxing, it's helpful for your brain and your mind. And so it's just a low stress form of movement that helps you in a lot of different ways. Walking also does not increase appetite nearly as much as other forms of cardio. Like if you've ever done a HIIT class, CrossFit, even running, you are hungry after doing those things, which can cause you to overconsume calories. But with walking, you can go for a 30-minute, an hour walk and still not be super hungry. So this is a great way to burn calories without then coming back and being like, well, I'm now going to eat a super big meal or snack because I'm starving. So the target I want you to aim for is 7,000 steps a day because research finds that that's pretty adequate for weight loss and weight management. And it's much more manageable than the 10,000, 15, 20,000 steps a day. That can be a lot. And so 7,000 steps is typically going to be an hour and a half or so of walking, depending on how fast you go. Now, if that feels daunting, if it feels like a lot, start where you are now. So take a smartwatch or an app on your phone and just track for a week to see how many steps you're getting in on average daily. Say that's 2,000. You just want to work to increase it every week by 1,000. So you're gradually getting up there versus going from 0 to 100 because we want it to be sustainable. And sustainability comes with kind of slowly increasing things over time versus just dramatically making big changes at once. You also want to strategically time your walk. So one of the best times to walk is after meals. It actually helps with digestion. And it also helps you train your brain to say, okay, eating and walking go together. So every time you eat a meal, you go for a 10 to 15-minute walk. Every time you have a snack, you go for a 10 to 15-minute walk. So if you're eating, say, 3 meals a day, that's already 30 minutes per day walking. If you also add in 2 snacks, that's 50 minutes a day walking. So it's a great way for you to start getting those steps up without having to overthink it. Some strategic ways I like to use to get my steps in are walking when I'm calling a friend, walking on a meeting where I don't have to be on camera. If I'm going to the grocery store or any type of store, I will park further away to walk into the store. This is a hack that a lot of people don't do. Most people look for the closest spot to the shop. Don't be that person. Park in the back. Another thing you can do is get a walking pad and you can walk while you work. Now, if you don't have the best balance, you can start just by standing for a couple weeks and then start walking slowly and kind of getting your pace up from there. Also, if you have kids in sports or any sort of activity, while they're at practice, instead of sitting down and being on your phone or talking to other people sitting down, walk around the field. Take the other moms on a walk around the field. That is an easy way to get those steps in while being somewhere that you already have to be. The ultimate combination when it comes to exercise, if you want to achieve and maintain your weight loss goals in the new year, is walking and strength training. Because the strength training helps you build muscle, speed up your metabolism, tone up, and the walking is a gentle form of exercise that helps you still get your cardio in, increase your stamina without you being hungry, and burn extra calories every single day. So here are some common mistakes to avoid when trying to lose weight in 2026. The first is only focusing on one pillar and thinking that's the thing that you need to do to get to where you want to be, and nothing else matters. So I see a lot of people saying, well, I'm just going to lift weights. I'm just going to walk. And starting off with one thing can be smart so you don't overwhelm yourself, but exercise alone is not going to get you to your ultimate goal. It can help you make progress, but nutrition tends to be about 80% of getting to your goals. And even if you just focus on nutrition, fitness is going to help you shape and tone your body. So just know that while you can't start with one of these things, you have to implement each of them if you want to really achieve your dream body, not just lose a little bit of weight, but really get to where you want to be. The second mistake is going extreme with any element. So for example, I said working out 3 to 4 times per week. Some people are going to hear this and say, well, I want to get results faster, so I'm going to hit the gym 6 times a week. For most people, I find that's very, very hard to sustain. You want to start slow, steady, sustainable. You want to start how you're going to finish. If you can't see yourself working out 6 days a week at the gym or at home, 5 years from now, don't start out that way because you're going to kind of slip back, go from 6 days to 3 days. You're going to feel like you're failing because it's below the target you set for yourself. And then you're just going to stop doing it all together. Mistake number 3 is expecting overnight results. It took you a while to gain this weight. It's going to take some time to get it off. And I always tell people, I know you want to lose weight as fast as possible, but do you want to lose weight fast and then gain it back fast and then you got to go through the process again? Or would you rather lose it sustainably, steadily, and keep it off for the rest of your life? I'm pretty sure you would prefer the second option, so don't rush the process. Enjoy the process, make sure that you're mastering the habits. And when you master the habits, the results come and they stick because it's naturally part of your routine, just like brushing your teeth. Mistake number 4 is trying to figure it out all alone. If you're listening to this, you probably have been struggling with your weight for months, if not years. Another year is ending and you're still not where you want to be. The quickest way to get to where you want to be and maintain it is to get the proper guidance so you know how to do it the right way, the sustainable way, the way in which it'll last. Get help changing your mindset, your relationship with food, your self sabotaging habits. So if you're thinking, okay, I'm just going to start the new year strength training, eating in a calorie deficit, whatever that might look like. You might be successful for a couple months, but you might be missing some important elements. Like I said, the relationship with food piece. So if you're in a place where you know, hey, if I want to get to where I want to be, I know I need some further support, accountability, changing the way I think about food, then let us help you. You can learn more about our coaching program down below because I truly, truly believe in my personal life where I am with finances, relationships, with my health is because I sought help from experts who know what they're talking about and have helped people like me versus trying to spend and waste all my time trying to figure it out on my own. Shortcut to where you want to be is getting the proper help. Mistake number 5 is using outdated methods. If you're still trying to do a crazy restrictive diet in the new year, you're still trying to do insanity, you're still trying to do these crazy restrictive challenges or track every single calorie every second of the day, it's going to be hard for you to see results that actually stick. So stop focusing on things that used to work because if it worked, you wouldn't be trying to go back to it. If it worked, you wouldn't be retrying it. So things that work, you do them and you're able to stick with them long term. If you haven't been able to stick with it in the past, that probably is a flaw in the method, not necessarily you as a human. So focus on what actually works in 2026. AI meal planning so you're not spending all your time thinking about food, strength training, walking, getting the proper accountability and support. Focus on those things going into the new year. Remember that 2026 is about holistic and sustainable weight loss, not quick fixes, gimmicks, or restrictive diets. The future of weight loss is truly here, and I would love to be a part of your journey so you can achieve and maintain your weight loss goals. So thank you so much for tuning in to the Fit and Fulfilled show today. I hope you walked away with practical strategies that you can start implementing to feel more confident and energized in your personal and professional life. And if you found this helpful in absolutely any way, I ask that you please subscribe and share with a friend who would find this helpful so they can benefit from this information as well. And if you want to lose 20 to 50 pounds without cutting out your favorite foods and keep it off for the rest of your life and make 2025 your last year being overweight, I definitely recommend applying for our coaching program, the Fit and Fulfilled Academy. In the Academy, we help busy professional women like you by providing the coaching, guidance, and support with nutrition, fitness, and mindset so you can achieve lasting weight loss. You can get all the details down below. Next week, we're diving into a brand new topic that you're not going to want to miss. But until then, remember you deserve to feel as confident in your body as you do in your career. Take care.